Hi, I'm Miss Angster. Welcome to Physical Science. Today I'm going to be taking you through an example of Newton's third law, doing one of my very favorite things, which is called bouldering. Bouldering is like rock climbing. It is rock climbing, except for a rope, you're just climbing up a very short distance. And then usually they're jumping down and landing on a mat or climbing down. So, um, Again, remember what Newton's third law is. Newton's third law is for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. So I will be going over basically force pairs. So what that definition means is that forces come in pairs. And so we'll be kind of going through what force pairs that is while we watch me do a bouldering problem is what they call it. I'm not very good at it, so sorry about that. I'm trying. Um, so here, let's get started. So as you see, I pull against the half moon, and the half moon pushes back on me. And there I push against the half moon while the half moon pushes back on me. The larger or the more force I use to pull myself up, the more the force has to push back on me. So if I were to jump with all of my force on a hold, the hold would have to push back on me with more force. So that hold that I'm grabbing is actually pretty slippery. There's not a lot of friction on that hold. Friction is another example of a force pair. And remember, friction is a force that resists motion, which when objects move against one another. So friction is coming into play here. If I rewind it a little bit, right here, there's this technique in climbing, which is a way actually to get more friction. So if you look at my left foot, there's a little crack in between the half moon and the long rock hold right there. What we do is we put our foot kind of sideways and then we tilt our foot back. So we put our foot into the crack and then we tilt our foot to get more surface area on in between the crack. So then if your foot can be jammed in between the crack, then you can actually get more friction on more part of your foot, which will help you stay better. And so that's what I did there. And it's a really good technique, but what is really scary about it is if you do not have a solid handhold, what can happen, it's never happened to me, but it can happen, is if you let go or if something happens where your hand slips off, because your foot is in there so well because of friction holding you basically and the weight of your foot, if you let go, your foot could potentially get stuck. And then bad news bears. You'll fall down and your foot will be stuck and you'll be dangling like a rag doll. So that's what I have kind of got scared of with this problem. And I actually saw a lot of other people climb and they were having that same problem. Just like you want friction, but not too much friction. So I ended up kind of just chickening out at the end of it because I didn't want my hand to fall off and me be stuck in the problem. So that's an example of Newton's third law. As you could see, there were a lot of force pairs in action. While I was pulling on the holds were pushing back on my hand. While I was pulling on the half moon was pushing back on me with the same force. And so that was some examples. I also have another example of friction and why friction is so important when you are climbing. So let me go ahead and find that and pull it up for you really quickly. Maybe I'll just... Okay, so for this video, I kind of want to demonstrate how important friction is in climbing and also just everyday things that we do like running. We wouldn't be able to run if we didn't have very much friction. Think about running on ice, how hard that is. So just how important those holds are, they make holds for rock climbing to have a lot of friction, so they kind of feel like sandpaper. So therefore you can get a lot of friction to be able to pull yourself up. So again, action forces are always the same strength but opposite direction. So when you think about friction, if you are pushing down on a hold, the hold is pushing back up on you at the same strength but opposite direction. So if you're pulling on a hold and you're kind of pulling down like I am, then the friction is actually pushing back up on you with the same strength in the same direction. But sometimes that friction can fail, or rather, friction doesn't fail, but I fail as a climber. So what ends up happening is that friction is pushing back on me with the same force I'm pushing on it, but then I end up pushing harder, and that angle causes my foot to fall. And then I have another one where I'll pause it. Hi again. So for this third video, I just quickly wanted to show you just more action reaction pairs, and also why it's important when talking about the third law, action reaction pairs, to also bring in the second law of motion and talk about that as well, F equals ma. I'll go ahead and I'll just play the video and then pause it. So as you can see, when I push off of the ground pushes back on me with the same force. So if I were to jump a little bit harder, then the ground would push back on me with the same force I push back on it, jumping. In this case, I'm pulling the holds, and the holds are pushing back on me. In this case, I'm pushing on the wall, and the wall is pushing back on me with the same force. So what I want to be clear about is the reason I'm moving and the wall is not moving is because of Newton's second law. So you have to think about F equals ma, and you have to think about my mass compared to the mass of the wall. So the wall has a much bigger mass compared to me, and it's also faceted to the wall, so to the building. So think about the wall and the building now, and how much mass that has compared to me holding on to that. And then think about the hold. So the hold is then plastered to the wall. So therefore, think about the building, the wall, and then the hold. Those all have a lot of mass compared to me. So the reason that the wall's not moving and the holds aren't moving is because they have more mass than I have. I have, though, actually had holds move on me or break outside because they're rested, and the bolt that holds them on isn't strong enough. So I'm stronger than that. And so therefore, if I apply too much force and it again retaliates with the same amount of force, potentially it could break. But it's important to keep in mind that still, if I apply a force, that same force is being applied back at this exact same magnitude with the opposite direction, even if it breaks. So this move right here is called a knee bar, where you essentially jam your knee into the hold and it gets into a locked position. And so your knee has that entire hold that's pressed against it. And so you have all of this friction on your knee, and then you have your foot, which is pressed against the wall. So you have all of that friction against your foot. So it's a really good hold. A lot of people can just take their hands off and kind of just like rest them at that point, where it wasn't that good of a knee bar for me because I needed to get my knee even a little bit higher in there to get more friction on my leg, but I wasn't able to do that. This is a really hard problem, so I didn't get very far. I just jumped down. So think about gravitational potential energy now of me jumping down and then turning into kinetic energy. Wow, so many physics problems. Mind blown. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed it. I had fun climbing, and I hope that you have fun making your own videos of things that you like to do, or just everyday things that you see for Newton's third law. All right, bye. Have an amazing day.